So we're going to take a look at the Flockbox from Warpainter.net. Now, flock, or static grass, is one of those kind of staples of miniature basing and terrain making and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
it also looks like Action Man hair, only green.
It does look like Action Man hair. And what Warpainter.net have come up with is this little device. It's called the Flockbox. It has a little kind of a metallic tray, and then the box itself, it has all the gubbins in it. Now,
it doesn't look like much, does it? It looks kind of like a set of scales, but it does something kind of cool.
It does. Now, applying static grass, the name is, or the clue is in the name, static. It's all about creating an electrostatic field. It's also got a lot to do with negative ion generators and stuff like that. It's all really sciencey.
It's starting to sound really sci-fi now.
It is. Negative ion generators, just like this thing that you would put on top of a Y-wing, innit?
Can we not just describe it as this little box uses electricity to stick grass to your miniatures sticking up?
I think that's about as good a description for the layman as we're likely to get. Anyway, so in the package that we got, okay, we got the Flockbox itself, we got this little blue kind of wiry crocodile clippy gubbin, and we got 3 bags of sample static grass. Now, did you know that static grass actually comes in various sizes?
Not really, because I don't do a lot of gaming that isn't like 28mm. So, you know, I normally just get the one size. But I see here we've got like a 1mm.
Yep, this is a 1mm static grass, and it's perfect for tightly mown grass, and also perfect for 15mm and 10mm scale minis, the likes of Drop Zone Commander or Flames of War. Up from that, we have the 2mm variety, which I think is absolutely spot on for most bases at the 28mm scale.
Yeah.
And then we have this 4mm variety that's a slightly darker blend and is perfect for kind of high reedy
sort of grass.
Yeah, you know, like your long grasses. Now, you could always do a blend of the lot. The other thing that we got in the package is this little packet here. And it contains, if I can carefully get it all out, these little pages here, which are non-stick, just non-stick little pages that we're going to show you how to make clump grass that you can pick off later and stick to your bases.
This is why you said that. I'd have probably just thrown them away.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Some sort of protector?
You want to keep them, and this little metal plate. And we'll give you a demonstration of what that's for during the show. So, the only thing it doesn't come with is a power supply. Now, you can buy power supplies from Warpainter, but it uses 9 volts DC, okay? And they're pretty common, I've got to say. Don't put anything over 9 volts into this device because you will fry it, okay?
Maybe fry yourself.
Looking at the front of the box, we have an on-off switch, and at the rear of the box, we have these 2 kind of gubbins here. The middle one, don't plug your power into that, because the middle one is actually for this kind of negative strap here. So let's just put that on and give it a good firm click into place. There we go.
Let's see this again. Holy moly, this looks complicated. There's a switch.
Yep.
And that'll be on.
Yep.
And that'll be off. Is that really all there is to this?
Well, no, there's a bit more to it than just that. In the other, we're going to put our 9 volt power supply. So that goes in there like that. Okay, with that done, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just the basing a little, this is a bolt action miniature. He's not even painted, but I want to try and give you an idea of how well this works. So I have my little tray here. I'm going to put a little bit of PVA into that. I'm going to take my paintbrush. I'm just going to paint it on to the base of the miniature. So let me get a good big dollop of it there and paint that on.
Now, if you're going to do this at home with your own miniatures, you would probably put some dirt or something on your base first. You'd probably paint your miniature and then you put your dirt and stuff on it. And that way, when you do this grassing part, any bits that are missed just look like little bits of dirt in among the grass.
Correct. So let me just do the entire base so as that we can see what the coverage is like. Okay, so that is the base covered with PVA. Just going to move that to one side now and move my glue over to here. Now I'm going to select the 2mm variety of the static grass. So all you do is get your static grass and sprinkle it into the container. I find this incredibly satisfying, I've got to say. So I'm going to put a reasonable amount of static grass into the container. Because what we don't use, we can always pour back into the bag. So just pull everything apart. So there we go.
Nothing's happening yet. When does the magic happen?
Well, the magic happens by passing an electrostatic current from the tray to the miniature. And the way we're going to do that is by using this end of the crocodile clip. We're going to hold our miniature upside down and press the crocodile clip to the base of the miniature. So you can see it's like so, okay? And then we're going to turn on our device, and then you'll immediately start to see everything picking up and flying onto the base of the miniature. So
that's pretty cool, I must say. That is actually really interesting looking.
Now, you do not want to touch the metal tray with your finger. It will happen. You'll get a little shock. It won't be painful, by the way, but it will surprise you. Okay, and I'm pretty much kind of finished there for a second. So I just want to show you where we're at so far. Look how nicely that is covering already. Okay, now I'm going to give it one more little blast just to try and get the last of the bits that I've missed by just hovering it like that. I'm touching and breaking up the grass using the plastic of the miniature so it doesn't actually complete a circuit.
So if this was a metal miniature, would there be a difference?
It depends. Some metal miniatures are not, most metal miniatures are not a conductor of electricity. So there we go. And there you can see he's entirely flocked. Now, how cool is that?
Let me have a quick look at that close up. That is really cool. Because unlike when you just sprinkle it on, it kind of all looks flat. His feet really have disappeared into it because it's all standing up.
Correct. Now, let me show you the other technique, and this is for creating kind of clump grass that you can then peel off and stick onto your miniatures. And the way to do that, I find the simplest way to do that is just to get your PVA and just put it on.
So what, we're going to make stuff like, I've seen this sort of stuff for sale, little clumps of grass that you can stick on the miniatures. Is that what we're going to make here?
That's exactly what we're going to make. So just do little dots of it, just like that. Bam. Easy peasy. Now this time, I'm going to take the metal plate. I'm going to hold the paper onto the metal plate. I'm going to basically just kind of fold it over here and here. Okay. I'm going to attach the crocodile clip to the metal plate. Bring this in. Hold this upside down.
Let me do the honors.
And then click. And bam, 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 bam.
This one's harder to see. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going. Wow.
You can hear it just See so far? How cool is that? So let me just move it so as we get all of it in there.
That is cool. That's very, very cool.
There, you can see it all starting to stick. It's really, really, really effective.
This is how they do Action Man's hair.
It's gotta be.
I've seen it on TV. They stick him into a drum after they put glue all over his head, and the hair does this sort of thing the grass is doing.
And there we have our clump grass. So we just set that to one side and let that dry. And that'll dry out, and then you can pick that off with tweezers and apply it to your bases. Okay, so finally I want to empty this back into its bag, and I want to have a quick look at the 1mm because I want to show basing what is effectively a finished miniature. So let me just plug this back in. So here I have one of my Nachtwolf. This is my Flames of War. This is, I believe these guys fire one of my big heavy guns. I've pretty much finished it, but I want to apply just a little bit of kind of color here and there and a little bit of grass texture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of stipple around the outside.
So this is to help it blend into a grass table when you set it down?
Correct. It's also to try and break it up because I've played with this and I've always thought it's just a little bit brown. I want to kind of change things up so as it doesn't just look like it's mud and earth straight dug out of a fresh field. So
what are you going for then? Are you going for the 1mm stuff, or are you going for the reedy stuff?
I'm going to go for the 1mm stuff, as if this has basically been a fresh field, a nice clean cut field that they've
just dug into.
That they've dug into. So I'm just going to go around this side like this. And do a couple of little patches. Just there and there. Okay. And then we'll see how that looks with the 1mm. So I'm going to grab my bag of 1mm static grass. I'm going to pour it in. Okay, that'll be enough, I would say. Going to move it around a wee bit. And then this time, I'm going to apply the metal plate to the back of this. I'm going to electrocharge the metal plate. I'm then going to hold this bad boy upside down and turn it on. And let's see how that works. So if we turn that over.
Oh, it is working. The 1mm stuff's kind of hard to see.
So we'll turn that over, decharge it, and then just shake it all off. Give it a bit of a blow, and bam. What about that? Now, obviously, you can take a little bit more care with this, but you know that is not a bad way for getting this stuff flocked very, very quickly.
I'll just tilt it up so you can get a look from above. Really cool stuff there, Warren. And the 1mm stuff actually looks really cool on this.
It's a perfect fit for that scale of miniature. So guys, that is the Flockbox, one of my new favorite little pieces of the Beasts of War armory for basing miniatures and getting miniatures based quickly.
I love it. I love that stand-up effect, and you get that really weird texture when you're touching it with your fingers.
Yeah.
Kind of like that texture you get when you get your hair cut really short.
It's a case of, this is the only way, in my opinion, to apply static grass to miniatures where you're going to get that even, uniform grass-like stand-up in the air type effect. Just grabbing static grass and just dumping it on top of your miniature is never going to achieve that effect. This is a tidy, perfect, compact little box that's just going to do that. And you could chain paint a whole bunch of miniatures, set up their bases, and then just pick one, hover it over, move it to the side, pick the next one, hover it over, move it to the side. And then if you want to give a little bit of variety, you go back over it with a little bit of glue and do the next size of flock up, or do a slightly different color of flock.
Yeah, well on this, you put on some of the 4mm in little bunches and it would be like the reeds and stuff.
Correct. And it all starts to give a really, really cool little effect. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you again soon.